Hi, you guys. Welcome to Melissa Valentine's Nursery. We are at it again. We are at our series. And you guys, this series is going to be something. Meet Amethyst. Amethyst is a alternative baby. She was made with the Robin sculpt. Her ears were actually added to her. They are made of clay or something. She has beautiful paintwork. She was actually 2 artists worked on her. But I got her, so your head goes back. I got her from Near and Far Nursery. There's a video out there about this little bunka. I think, excuse me, you guys, I had coffee and everything. I had to prepare. It's like 5 in the morning. This little bunka, there's a video of her not completely made up yet. I'm wondering why her pass is like sitting sideways. Maybe it's just how I'm doing it. So anyway, she's cute. I got her nice little stockings on. Actually, I changed her a long time ago. If you watch my channel, there was a changing video with her. But she is like the 3/4 arms. But I'm going to tell you something. If this was like not alternative, because she's got the clay ears. If it wasn't alternative, then she's like huggable. You ever get like a baby where they're just like huggable and they're stuffed right? Yeah, she's awesome. I just got to watch her ears because I might poke an eye out. But I named her Amethyst. And so I had her starting our series today. And you ask, what is our series? Well, our series is about our reborns, of course, but it has to do with enjoying our reborns. You know, sometimes we get bored. You know, sometimes we see all the dolls in our nursery and we're like, God, I want something different, you know? And you know, it's really hard to not be impulsive, right? In this hobby. The magic might disappear. You know, I've had a couple of my babies have been here for a few years now. And they sit there partially because I have, you know, I don't want the paint to go anywhere. Like I'm scared of ruining the paint. The other reason is I have new babies come in and take all the attention and the action, right? The magic disappears at times with our babies. You know, sometimes we get bored with the YouTube community. Sometimes it gets redundant. Sometimes it gets like, you know, the DRAMA. We don't want to deal with that shit, right? You know, and, you know, we get bored with our nursery, the supplies, what we have. We want to switch it up. This is my first like full-blown nursery with, I'm doing like a woodlands theme. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of you long-term people in the community who do have nurseries or some type of theme with your babies, you've got bored, you switched it up, right? So, you know, we get bored with things. So the thing about this series, right, is how can we continue to enjoy our reborns? How can we enjoy our reborns without losing that magic and that fun and having to get the next fix? Because I'm telling you, I'm working on that. I have wanted to buy babies. I want to buy babies like once a week. Like I have to stay off the Reborns websites. I have to stay off of anything, eBay, whatever, because I'm telling you, it's addictive. It's, you know, I'm telling you, it's something, you know? And, so sometimes we lose that magic with the babies we do have. And hopefully This series will help you reinvent, rediscover, and just relive this hobby with the ones that we already have. Now, I say that. I am going to a Reborn Expo. A Reborn Expo. What am I going to? A doll show. That's what I'm going to. A doll show. And I'm going to tell you, you can't go to a doll show and say you're not coming back with anything. I don't know if it's going to be a baby. It probably is. Or like, you know, whatever. But I recently did an impulse purchase that didn't work for me. So even though I want a Quinby, and I have been online looking at rooted Quinbies, is what I'm on a mission for, I have not bought any. Even though I was this close on Reborns.com to buying a rooted Quinby. I pulled back and I said, Melissa, you have all these freaking dolls. Do something with them, right? Well, I don't touch my alternatives as much as I would love to. So I have her out to help me with this video, okay? And so she's here, and I don't touch her as much. So I'm using her in this particular episode to love on her, enjoy her, you know? And I'm hoping to like pull out my older babies or the ones that don't get enough attention and give them that love and attention, because we are going to rediscover ourselves. We're going to enjoy what we have. We're going to enjoy our reborns without spending a lot of money, right? Okay. So we are going to learn. Well, some of you already know a lot of this, but I was doing some I was doing some deep thinking about this stuff over here. And, you know, we're going to rediscover this hobby in a different way. Some of us prefer some ways more than others. And some of these, you know, we have, I have my notebook. This is my YouTube notebook, you guys. It's getting kind of full. But, you know, we have things we prefer to do with our babies. Maybe I'll come up with an idea that you can try, you know. I'm not one to feed babies and sit around and feed them. I hold them a lot, particularly my newer ones. Of course, they got to have the love, being brand new in the household, right? But, you know, I'm not going to lie. There's been less than a handful of times, but there's been, you know, a couple times where I'll pick up my magic bottles. I have 2 that I got from Etsy. They were like $20 a piece. And I will pick them up and pretend that I am feeding them as I'm watching TV, just to switch it up, So, you know, on the episodes now, you guys know, most of us who watch this, you know, you can watch this whether or not you collect reborns. If you collect baby alives, if you collect, you know, a different type of doll, you can still watch this. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you collect reborns or not. You can still watch this. This still applies. But every episode is going to be a letter that spells out reborns. So I may not, well, no, I'll premiere it so you can see what's coming. It's going to be, this is just the intro, but it's going to be R.E.B.O.R.N.S. Yes. Reborns. So every single letter is a topic, which is an episode. Now, here is the thing. I hope you're going to watch them, because there's going to be a special event in one of them, right? It's going to be a special event. And you might want to continue. You might want to watch all of them. You don't know which one it's going to be in. But let me tell you, it's going to be bing, bang, boom. It's going to be little instances where I give you this information. So, watch the whole video. I'm going to try not to go past 30 minutes. But I wanted to lay out in this intro some of the groundwork here. because I'm still working on it. I tend to jot down my ideas, and every page in a notebook is an episode. So, what made me think of this is because a lot of us have the impulse to buy and get that next fix. And me and Sandra talk about it all the time. We're always trying to get the next fix, always trying to satisfy that need that's always going to be there. We're human. I mean, sometimes we're impulsive in other ways. It's not just reborns, right? We have cravings for things. We desire, we want. And that's part of our nature. That's innate. We were born with that. And I feel like within our hobbies, sometimes it can get a little dangerous. And I'm not going to lie, like, I've had some financial challenges this year going through life changes, and I am not going to lie. I'm not lying I'm not going to be lying if I told you that, yeah, I did open up a line of credit for my hobby, but you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. But sometimes we feel like, our source of happiness, our therapy is essential, and that we have to satisfy that. So I said, what series can I do to help us, kind of work on and do better when it comes to, I'm not saying, don't buy a doll you don't like. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying sometimes we act impulsively. And you guys know I am guilty. I am guilty of acting impulsively and, just jumping on things. My Charlie sculpt, I had no intention of getting a reborn baby. And boom, I spent, oh my God, I can't tell you what I spent on that baby. Because he was cute and I love him to death. I'm not happy with his weighting to his head, but I kept him. I didn't sell him. I was impulsive with my first reborn, but that was how this all started. So instead of being so impulsive, a lot of times, we know what we like, right? So if we're online and we're looking, we may see a baby that doesn't fall into our, we may just see a baby and think it's cute. Like for me, I'm realizing I like rooted babies. I love rooted. Now this is the exception because she has art on her head, right? This is the exception here. Like I would never root her or go get her rooted or whatever. I think this is awesome. Spidey over here. Come here, Spider-Man. Come here, my Spider-Man. My Spidey. He's awesome. He has, look, I know you guys might not like spiders, but this is Spider-Man, you guys. This is Peter. This is Spider-Man. And these are my two alternative little bunkas. And they don't get any showtime. But I need to start working on it because I don't know how you guys handle twins. Do any of you have twins? Do you ever try to hold two at the same time? But like, here's the thing. I have these beautiful alternative babies, and not once have I dressed Peter. Well, I feel like Peter would look good in primary colors, right? Blue pants, red shirt, something like that. And I have all the baby colors, but maybe I can come up with something because I think I got a pair of blue jeans. As my dad says, a pair of dungarees. So, maybe I'll put Peter in something like that. And then she's my little princess, my little fairy. So I try to put her in something whimsical if I can. I don't touch these babies, but I have to remember that I got them because I love them. There is one more alternative baby that I really want, and I've seen the price drop. It is a little scary, but people buy clowns and I think clowns are scary. And I have thought about if she's still available after a doll show, go ahead and getting her. But I have been looking at her before I even had these two. I love the eyes, and you guys are going to think I'm nuts. But, I looked at her. I've been studying her. It's not as impulsive. I keep going back to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, like, I've been on Reborns, seen a baby, and bing, bang, boom. Like the Aria that I got recently. I did not put her box opening up. I'm debating whether or not I want to do that. But with that being said, I'm showing you right there. I went on, seen her, bought her in a matter of 2 minutes, like bing, bang, boom. And I was on the phone with Sandra and she's like, oh my God, you bought her. And I'm like, yeah, I did. I didn't even think about it. And I have to stop that. Now, if it's a baby that's weighing on our minds, that's affordable for us and we keep going back to, I could see. But what this series is doing is trying to get us to rediscover why we bought the ones and adopted the ones we do have. And we looked at those babies with initial amazement and adoration, right? And let's rediscover how we can play with them again and love them and bring that magic back. Some of us do it in different ways, and maybe you'll find new ways of doing it. So I wanted to make sure that I get on here and have an introduction for this because it's very important, very, very important for us to dig deep. We know we have these, I watch you guys. I listen to you guys in the comments. And a lot of you guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to say it. You guys have a lot of dang babies. Some of you guys have more than I could ever handle. I know a local woman who's got 70-something babies. And personally for me, I could not give each one individually attention. I could not look at each one equally and feel like, equal about each one. I couldn't. I would have to list a lot of them and make money. And I've had this discussion with the woman I am talking about, but I feel that way. I tell my mother had 4 kids. I'm like, Ma, how do you love everybody? How do you love everybody equally? Right? Because I have one son. One biological baby. And I don't know how people do it with more than one kid. My mother was honest and she said, Melissa, let me tell you, you're going to love each kid a little differently because they all got different personalities. You love everybody a little differently. That doesn't mean it's unequal. You love your kids different than you love your husband. You know what I mean? So, because I just don't understand, and then I don't know how people don't pick favorite kids. Do you know what I'm saying? Some people might have this awesome dream, kid, dream kid, and then they'll have the kid that's the disaster. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe just because I only had one kid. And I'm not saying they don't love both kids. I'm just saying, how do you be fair and how do you, and my mother will tell you, no, you can't be fair. You can't. There's no way you're going to be exactly fair because everybody has different wants and everybody responds differently. I used to get my ass beat when I was younger. That's what they did back then. They beat the shit out of you. If you, I'm 40 years old, but back then I had some old school tough love, different parts of my body seen hands coming at full speed at me. You know what I'm saying? Pow, and and then some kids don't respond to that, and now, even nowadays, you can't do that nowadays, but I had some tough love back then, me and Sandra were talking about the unexpected hand across the face or something, or whatever, oh God, took you by surprise or, but I'm going way off topic here. I don't even know if this started, you guys. This is why. Okay, you guys, let's go back. Let's reel it in. I don't even know how we got that far. Oh, multiple reborns, different treatment. Okay. But, so I feel my goal in this is to interact with you guys. Okay. My goal in this is to connect, engage, and kind of describe and educate on different ways that we can enjoy our little bunkas better. I know, for instance, I don't touch him. His paint is different. If you guys know do they use acrylic? What do they use? I want to say it might be acrylic paint because this is not the same paint as my heat set paint dolls. Okay. So the paint on him and, if I put my hands on him, it's just slightly sticky, but not like really sticky where it attracts stuff. But it just has that, I don't know, like I don't know much about how, I don't remember in the listing. I should go back. It would say it because this one came from Reborns.com. But, you know, but I do have that third alternative doll that I'm thinking about going back and getting because it's been on my mind for a while. But I want to enjoy these ones here. I'm just scared of ruining the paint, you guys. If anybody has any like heavily painted babies, because he's painted everywhere. Like if you have any heavily painted babies, like, are you scared to, I know I've seen, somebody got an alternative baby. Was it Darlene? Darlene on, just recently, a few weeks ago, maybe, Little Silver Spoon Nursery. She has a baby, alternative baby that she just opened. And it's painted like all over. And I wonder, are you scared of ruining your paint? Because that's what deters me from, I want to put him up on a spider web up there. But I know if I put him on a spider web, like if I take a netting and put him up, that's rediscovering him, right? That's rediscovering my reborn. That's having fun with him. He'll have his own nest, his own, spider web, right? But at the same time, I want to put it somewhere where I can get to it. And I was going to do it in the corner over here in this room. But the problem is I'd have to climb the bed and I don't want to climb. But I do have the netting for him. And for now, he stays in this little, what is this thing called? My sister gave it to me. She said, I don't have any kids that need it anymore. So she's like, I'm going to give it to you. But then she said, if I ever get pregnant, come on, Spidey. She said, if I ever get pregnant, I want it back. I got you, Carolyn. Carolyn's my baby sister. Well, she's not a baby anymore. Me and her is like 6 or 7 years apart. I think we're 6 years apart. I'm 40. So that makes her, what, 32? No, my math is off. 34. Come on, Melissa. How long do you go to school? All right. So that's what this is. And I'm going to encourage you to please watch all the videos to the end. Try to get through them as much as you can. Because whatever happens, whatever event goes on, I'm going to say it quick, and that's it. It's not even going to be in the description. So, you know, there's going to be a few opportunities for engagement. And I just want to make this clear. This is my little disclaimer, right quick. My channel is an adult channel. That's, you know, it's in my description. Whether or not a child, that's up to the discretion of the parent. But whether or not the child watches. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of my channels and what comes out of my mouth is not appropriate for children. But I just want to make that disclaimer real quick before this series does start. So, you guys, I believe there's going to be 9 episodes. That may change depending on my, you know, there's going to be 9 episodes. Hold on. I might have done my math wrong. 6, maybe 8 episodes. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But like I said, every episode is going to be a letter. And every letter is going to stand for something. So this is just the intro. I wanted to lay the groundwork. Every episode is going to be released on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. You know, so join me, and we're going to have some fun. The deeper we get into it, the more engagement. In the beginning, it's probably just going to be me talking. So you guys enjoy it. And remember, I'm always a comment or an email message away. Like, subscribe, comments. What do you guys feel? How do you feel about your dolls that have been sitting? It's getting hot in this room. How do you feel about the dolls that you have that you don't touch? The ones that you still like, right? Do you feel you still enjoy them? Why are you holding on to them, right? Do they serve a purpose for you? Can you rekindle that love that you had for that baby that's sitting there? Do you need to have a million babies just sitting somewhere? Are you a collector that puts them up on a shelf and just looks at them? You don't touch them at all, right? I feel like a lot of us interact in some way with our babies. So what I'm going to leave you with is, do you have babies that are sitting around your home nursery, right? If that magic is not there anymore, do you think you can bring it back to life? Right? How do you feel about it? Because we're going to bring that magic back. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. You guys, I love comments. And like, subscribe, comment, share. Love you all. Until next time. Bye, you guys.